Welcome to Hybrid Talks. My name is Mac Ehrhardt. I'm chairman of Albert Lee Seedhouse, and I'm joined today by Jake Hansen, who is our product manager. In this section of Hybrid Talks, we're going to be talking about Viking Non-GMO hybrid corn that's treated with RiseUp. So these are hybrids that are suitable to plant on organic farms when there's no organic seed available. By the way, all these hybrids come with some level of guarantee on GMO contamination. You can see some of them are labeled with a pure label, meaning that they're guaranteed to be 99% free of GMO. Some of them are labeled with an ultra pure label, meaning they're 99.9% free of GMO. And we will have a few select hybrids, and select will mean that it will be 98% free of GMO. We won't sell any organic corn or any Viking non-GMO seed corn treated with RiseUp. We won't sell anything that's higher, that has more than 2% GMO in it. And with that, I'll let Jake talk about the first product offering, which is a hybrid we do not sell organically. We only sell it as a conventional treated with RiseUp, Viking 7285.
Yeah, thank you, Mac. So brand new for this section of Viking RiseUp is the 7285 at an 85 day. For those of you that remember the Viking 6886 at an 86 day, this is going to be the direct replacement for that hybrid. It did show almost as good of drought tolerance to this as the 6886 did across locations last year in 2023. Out yielding that hybrid by a few bushels, a little bit better dry down. But again, here, what we're going to pick up versus the 6886 is that overall plant health and disease tolerance. Things like gray leaf spot, Gauss's wilt, northern corn leaf blight were a little bit of an Achilles heel for that older hybrid, but this one really fixes that, I think. So you're bringing a little bit better yield potential. It does make a decent dual purpose option in zone. That doesn't mean we can't drag it south a little bit as a grain hybrid, but if this is one you want to chop or you plan to chop some, you can do this in that 85-day corn country very comfortably.
Great. The next one is Viking 4292P, RiseUp treated. This is a hybrid that we sell in our conventional Viking lineup as well. It's been around for many years. If we could sell it as an organic hybrid, we would, because it has excellent dual purpose performance as a 92-day. In our eyes, it's probably would have been more accurately rated at a 93-day. It wants to run a little bit later most years, but it does have good dry down and gets and the grain will get dry like a 92 or 93-day hybrid. The big feature of this hybrid is just its superior drought tolerance, its consistent performance across years and environments, and its ability to be both an excellent grain hybrid and a silage hybrid. Anything I missed there, Jake?
No, other than our history with this hybrid has been extremely strong. Like Max said, its range of motion east to west is outstanding. Strong history in the Dakotas all the way out to New York.
Thanks. Viking 5195, we don't need to say a lot about it. It's our best-selling organic hybrid of all time, called 8495. It's also our best-selling conventional hybrid of all time, and in the Viking conventional brand, it's called 5195, a 95-day that is never going to win a yield trial, a first trial, because it's kind of a shorty. But if you plant it on your farm, you're going to plant it again, because fence row to fence row, it's just got outstandingly consistent performance, really good drought tolerance, good stalks and roots, yields every time, and also is high test weight and has been accepted at grain millers by a few millers, including grain millers, as a food grade corn. So the next one we're going to talk about is 7397, and I'll let Jake take this one.
Yeah, thanks, Mac. The 7397, brand new for both Viking and Blue River lineups. We do have this one as a certified organic hybrid as well. This is a hybrid that topped our yield trials for maturity by a very wide margin, almost 15 to 20 bushels. It does dry down very fast, like a 95-day. It gets out of the ground extremely well. Does have a good full flex ear on it, so you can plant your populations wherever you're most comfortable with this hybrid. And it can take lower, it can take higher. It's going to do just fine. The stalk integrity on this one has been outstanding, especially moving into later season harvest windows. You can have some peace of mind knowing this one's still going to be standing for you out there. But the only concern that I had on it last year was in one location, which I think averaged 3 inches of rain the whole summer. Had some straight line winds, just got beat up terribly in one spot, but it still was, I think, number 3 for yield in that location, Canton, South Dakota. So very, very strong hybrid here. Very excited to have this one out there.
Thanks, Jake. 4602, Viking 4602 is exactly the same hybrid as Blue River 4602. So if we run out of Blue River 4602, you can plant Viking 4602 RiseUp treated on an organic farm, and it has exactly the same performance, very widely adapted, excellent top end yields, very, very good dry down, nice semiflex ear, and has performed from Nebraska under irrigation all the way to New York State. So are there any watchouts on this hybrid that you've seen, Jake?
I guess the only call that I have on it is it does show a little bit slower emergence, especially in some cooler environments. But once it's out of the ground, it does catch up and it does race out. So that vigor from emergence to say V5 or to canopy is exceptionally strong. About the only thing I can think of.
Great, thanks. Do you want to take the next one?
Yep. So the next one here, 8404. This is, again, the exact same hybrid as the Blue River 8404. So this is another one that is a nice bump in overall yield. The grain quality has been exceptionally good. It's what I would call a near food grade. It has been accepted into some masa plants and some masa millers. So you're going to pick up very nice grain quality on this one. Again, another one that in 2024 exhibited a little bit slower emergence, less so than we have in the past. I'm thinking it's more of a one-off because in 23 it did very, very good. But overall plant health is next to none. Tar spot tolerance is very strong. Late season intactness is very strong. So this is one to keep your eye on for 104 day. Very, very good overall hybrid.
Great. And then Viking 7507 is the same exact hybrid as Blue River 7507. So if we sell out of the organic version, we do have it as available as a conventional RiseUp coated. This is another new hybrid that really raises the bar for yield potential in that 106 and 107 day category. It's going to knock out the hybrids around it for yield, and probably, frankly, is going to out yield the hybrid just below it, the 4808. And I don't know if we've got anything to say against it. Jake saw it last year from Pennsylvania to Nebraska, liked it everywhere, and it showed outstanding yield performance in our trials and in the originator trials for the last 3 years. So anything I missed there, Jake?
I guess that the only thing you could do with this one, you can push it south into 115-day corn country pretty easily as an early hybrid. You can handle that southern movement. It's related to another new hybrid, the 7813, which goes all the way to Texas. So it can take heat, it can take drought. It's like Max said, it's got very strong performance overall.
All right. So Viking 4808 RiseUp treated is the same thing as Blue River 4808. Again, this has outstanding emergence and proven performance as both a high yielding grain hybrid and a very high quality, high tonnage silage hybrid. And it has been a very popular hybrid with our customers. We've sold out of it several years. I do believe the 7507 just above it is going to nip it with a little more yield potential, but 4808 is in our lineup for the foreseeable future because it has such proven performance.
Yep. Yeah, nothing more to add for me on that one. The next up here is the Viking 8509. Again, same thing as the Blue River 8509 at 109 day. Another hybrid like the 8404 that does bring us a nice step closer to a food grade hybrid. Another one that has been accepted into some masa plants. So nice, very nice grain quality, high test weight. The intactness of this hybrid late season has been exceptionally good. If I could call it out for one thing, I would say we want to limit the southern movement to maybe the I-70 corridor. So keep it in northern Missouri is about as far south as I'm really comfortable. That corridor kind of going across northern Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, very, very strong performance overall.
Great. Well, the next two are new. You want to try? You want to grab these
Yep,
two?
I'll
Okay.
hit these two. The brand new Viking 7611 at 111 day. This is another one that is bringing us a very nice jump in overall yield potential. This one was number 3 in our Albert Lee Seedhouse trials last year in 2023. The only watch out I have on it so far is dry land, or really heavy droughty soils, or light droughty soils, I should say. We want to keep this one positioned more to your medium to heavier soils or under irrigation is where its performance is really going to take off on you, which is what we like to see. Excellent emergence, does have some pretty strong ear flex to it as well. Like a lot of the other new hybrids that we've talked about, another one that does give us a nice jump in tar spot tolerance as well, especially as you go across Iowa, Illinois, Indiana, some of those areas where tar spot has become a big problem in the last couple of years. Next up, 7813 at 113 day, where the 111 day I just talked about was number 3. This one was number 1. So this one really was the best in-class yields for maturity in our trials in 2023. Again, and by a pretty decent margin. Really excited about this hybrid getting into some farms because we can push this one just about anywhere. It can handle the dryland acres of Nebraska and Kansas. It can be pushed all the way down into Texas to the Rio Grande and east all the way to the coast. It's got strong performance everywhere that we've seen it. The dry down has actually been very good on it as well for 113 day. So very, very pleased with that. Very average test weight grain. It's nothing that I would consider, trying to get into a food market or anything like that, but just the overall yield potential, the vigor, the health really is, as we say in the catalog there, best in class.
Thanks, Jake. So all of these grain and silage hybrids here that we've talked about so far, or not all of them, most of them rather, are available organically. But again, if we run out of the organic version and you need conventional RiseUp coated for your organic farm, please talk to your RSM or talk to us. The last hybrid I'll grab here is this 115 day, Silage Master hybrid. And this hybrid is a silage specific hybrid. We do not recommend planting this for grain. It's really aimed at farms where they're looking to maximize tonnage and have really outstanding milk per ton production and milk per acre production. This comes out of a program that is 100% focused on producing the best silage hybrids. It's not focused on brown midrib. It's not focused on leafy flowery. It just breeds corn and then tests their hybrids both through a lab, but also through cows to maximize milk production on a per acre and per ton basis. This 115 day is very, very widely adapted. Planted in California, planted in Texas. You could also, if you can plant 115-day silage corn, you could plant it in southern Wisconsin. So it'll move north and south, it'll move east and west, cover a lot of ground, and maximize tonnage and quality on your farm. If you want to learn more about the Silage Master hybrids, Jake, can you please turn the page? On the next page of our catalog, which is page 18 of the 2025 Blue River catalog, there's a whole page devoted to these Silage Master hybrids and how they perform and their best use. The one thing to remember, the one sort of performance tip on these is that you don't want to push the population. These hybrids have their best performance when you plant them at a slightly lower population to give you no more than a final stand of 30,000. So we'd like you to plant at a lower population. And the reason for that is we want to have a lower population so that you get a bigger stalk and more digestible plant mass, because it's a how do you phrase it, Jake? It's a whole plant.
They're breeding these or selecting these hybrids for full plant digestibility.
Right.
They like to see those heavier stalks, like Max said, full plant flex, not just ear flex. They really want those higher sugars in that internal stalk material versus the lignin on the outside.
Right. And so check this out on page 18 of our catalog, or if you have any questions, please call us, speak to your RSM or your dealer, and Thank you for listening today. Really appreciate it. If we didn't talk about one of the hybrids you're interested in, check out our other YouTube videos where we talk about the Blue River organic hybrids in different maturities. And we also will then talk about, in different videos, we'll talk about the Blue River organic soybeans. Thank you.